Joe Ross, the California-born right-hander, is on the mound. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, Joe Ross. A lot of people know Joe Ross because of his brother, Tyson Ross, who also is a pitcher. Joe Ross, quality mix, 95 to 96 miles an hour, good hard slider, and a straight changeup. If he brings the goods, it could be a long night for the opposing team.
So stepping in is Gene Segura, and we are set for baseball here this evening. And now the first pitch. Underway in our nation's capital as the first pitch is looked at for ball one.
First pitch, 7:07.
The 1-0 is swung on and missed, strike one.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Here's a little chopper up the middle. And a good throw gets him, one gone. With that, here's the starting lineup for the visiting Philadelphia Phillies. What's this club going to need to focus on this evening, Mark?
Yeah, Matty, this lineup likes to run the bases. They like to run them aggressively. Stolen bases are not out of the equation. Taking the extra bag, putting the defense on blast right here. The key for this offense is getting guys on base to create havoc.
Bryce Harper comes on with one gone here as he looks at a called strike one. And he's got that batting lineup near the 300 mark entering play. Harper behind with an 0-2 count now. And set up behind the plate is Ricky Holiday as you see the rest of our umpiring crew there.
Hey, D-Row, you better be up there ready to swing with Ricky Holiday behind the plate, particularly on that high pitch.
Yeah, and I don't like that, Dan. As an offensive player, that's the one pitch that you almost can't get to with a power guy on the mound. I'm okay with you giving a little bit on the corners, but you start giving north, it makes it super tough on the hitters.
And that one yanked just foul. Here's another 1-2. And a half-hearted attempt that time, but they'll say he broke the plane, and that's out number 2.
To me, when it's raining, the approach at the plate has to change a little bit, especially if you're a guy that can run a little bit. Put the ball in play any way possible, especially on the ground. Making plays in the rain becomes exponentially tougher to do when it's wet, so these offenses really need to limit the strikeouts.
JT Realmuto is in with 2 away as he takes a ball, 1-0. Lifted out towards straightaway center field. Robles is in pursuit. He gets there to make the play, and that ends the inning. Phillies down in order. Now it'll be Washington's turn in a scoreless ballgame. Zach Wheeler gets the ball for Philadelphia in this one. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Matt, this guy's one of the best right-handed arms in the game of baseball. I was fortunate to be able to be at Phillies spring training camp a couple of years ago and watched him throw from the bullpen mound, and my mouth just dropped how good this guy is. He has that explosive fastball down in the zone, great assortment of off-speed pitches. This is one of the top pitchers in the game, and if he's on, good luck getting any knocks off this guy.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Line drive, and that's a base hit into center field. So the leadoff hitter in the inning reaches safely for the Nationals.
Hey, this game's starting off exactly the way they wanted to. Leadoff single in the bottom of the first after their pitcher went out there and threw a donut on the board. Boys are flying around.
Victor Robles digging in now as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1, and he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. Counts even at 1-1 to Victor Robles.
Looked like he was a little over-aggressive there to throw that nasty curveball. Just needs to slow his delivery down a bit.
Here's Wheeler on 1-1. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. He's fallen behind now, 3-1. Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. Soto gets his lead at first, nobody out. Good swing just a little early, and he'll see another payoff pitch. The 3-2 one more time. Is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes.
One thing to know is not all strikeouts are created equal. Right there, he goes down on strikes, but he really made that guy on the mound work for it. And when you're doing that in the first inning, it can have an effect on how deep he's going to be able to go into this start. There's a big difference between that and going down on 3 or 4 pitches.
So that'll bring up Josh Bell. And he puts it on the ground to second. There's Segura to second for 1. Relay to first in time. And just like that, this side is retired. We've played an inning. Still 0-0. Well, there is some weather in the area here in D.C. as we begin the second. And for more on that, here's Heidi Watney.
Well, Matt, there is precipitation in the forecast, but talking with some of the grounds crew here before the game, they said they don't think it will have a significant impact as we move forward. We can't expect a light sprinkle, but there shouldn't be any stoppages in play.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. We'll hope that's true. And, guys, what's the toughest thing about playing in damp conditions like this?
I'm going to be honest with you, Matty. If it stays like this, not a problem. It's just a nuisance. Yeah, the ball might be a little damp, throwing it across to first base. Might have to gather yourself a little bit more, but this weather won't affect anything.
Robles has it, and it's a quick out, number 1.
That is big.
So here's how the Washington Nationals are positioned defensively. And the spotlight is going to shine down today for me on Victor Robles. This guy, we've been hearing his name, one of the elite prospects in baseball for multiple years. And now he's getting a chance to put it all on display for the world to see. One of the slickest defenders in the game, can go gap to gap with ease.
Rhys Hoskins is at the plate here as he quickly finds himself down a strike. It's 0-1. No score here as we play inning number 2. Fouled off. And the slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball.
Good pitch right there with the bases empty. Why not take a shot? Throw that breaking ball in the dirt and see if he'll chase after it.
Here comes the 1-2. Swing, and there it goes. He got all of that ball and out of here. And I mean by plenty. That ball was crushed. Rhys Hoskins with a solo shot. 24 home runs for him on the season, and the Phillies grab a 1-0 lead. I'm excited to check the home run numbers that come out on Show Track, because that was just one of the most impressive launches we've seen in a good while. And as the numbers come in, that ball was projected to have carried over 460 feet. An amazing show of strength. Ronald Torreyes the next to bat.
The shortstop.
As the sinker to him finds the zone for strike 1. The average for him at 267 on the year. 4 home runs, and he's driven in 24. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Phillies have an early 1-0 lead here in inning number 2. And he wastes a fastball high there, 1-2.
Love the high heater right there to raise the hitter's sights. Let's see if he buries something in the dirt right here.
Still 1-2. Into the windup and the pitch.
Man, this guy's a grinder. Fouls off good pitches and doesn't seem to swing at the ones just off the corner. This guy's a pitcher's nightmare.
Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. And good patience to hold back on the curveball in the dirt. It's full now, 3-2.
These are the kind of ABs, regardless of the outcome, you go back to the dugout as the offensive player, and your teammates are loving on you for making that pitcher work and battling it out.
Right fielder giving chase. He gets there, and that's the second out.
Batting 7, the third baseman, Alec Bohm.
Base is empty, 2 away, and that'll bring up Alec Bohm. Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. Grounder down the line at third, but a foul ball, 1-1. And he takes ball 2, and it's 2-1. Just off the inside part of the plate, it's 3-1. Two out, nobody on. A swing and a ground ball to third. Throw on to Bell at first, and the side is retired. But they're off to a good start as they pick up a run on this solo shot. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's now 1-0 Philadelphia. Last half of the second set to go, and coming forward now is the shortstop, Louise Garcia.
Louise Garcia.
First pitch on its way. Fastball in there for a called strike.
Hey, when you're featuring a mid-90s fastball like this pitcher, attack with that pitch. Get ahead. Get the offense on their toes. That opens up the off-speed pitches later in the game.
Fastball misses inside. It's even at 1.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
To short. Torreyes fields it cleanly. Throw on to first, and one shortstop grounds out to the other, 1 away.
Batting 5th, the catcher.
Time to take a look at the Philly D. And guys, the thing I want you to take a look at today is in today's game, the new age, everyone wants to move around. This manager does not like to shift a lot. Maybe a step to your right or left, but there's a lot of trust that the pitchers are going to execute. So let's see how it works out for them in this one.
Into the box now, Rene Rivera. As he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. He'll start play with that average down in the low 230s. 2 home runs, 9 driven in. The windup and the 0-1. This is swung on and lifted down the left field line, but it'll get back into the crowd as he jumps ahead of him now. 0-2. Bases are empty, one man out. And it's fouled away. Wheeler is what you may call a stingy starting pitcher. He rarely gets hit around, and on top of that, he usually excels at limiting free passes. A great combination to have.
Matty V, I think one of the keys to being a good starting pitcher, one, limiting the number of pitches that you throw into a game, and two, getting outs as quickly as you can. And there aren't too many guys that do it better than this guy. Not a lot of pitches. One of the things I like, he's in attack mode from the first pitch of every at bat.
The 0-2 once more. Swung on and lifted in the air to left center. Long run for the center fielder. He makes the play. Really had to hustle to get to that one. 2 gone now.
Batting sixth, the third baseman, Carter.
So the bases are empty here with 2 gone. And in steps Carter Kieboom to give it a try. Here's the first pitch to him.
Count 1-0.
Non-competitive pitch right there, runs the count to 2-0, and he is ready to do some damage in the box.
Wheeler gets the sign. Here it is. And he commits to the pitch inside, and he definitely went around. That's strike 1. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Hey guys, that fastball just registered 97 miles an hour. On a night like tonight where it's super cold out, if you don't get to head to that baseball right there and you get jammed, it's almost like getting stung by a pack of wasps.
Not where he wanted that fastball to be, and it's 3-2 now.
Well, you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
Payoff pitch one more time.
Hey, 3 foul balls in a row right here, searching for that put away stuff.
And he'll get to see another one. It'll be the 10th pitch of this at bat. Another payoff pitch. This is indeed a battle. The 11th pitch coming up. Another one sent foul.
6 fouls in a row. This is turning into one of those epic at-bats. Who's going to blink first? Is the pitcher going to continue to attack the zone, or is the hitter going to come outside it?
Hit in the air out to center field. Number 37 is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Nationals gone in order. They're down 1-0. Striding in is number 37. He brings a rather ugly 230s batting average into this one. First pitch of the AB on its way. Starts him out with a sinker that's inside. 1-0. And he watches a called strike as this one bears in on him. 1-1.
That's a real nice location with that fastball up and in on the hands. Hard to do much with that because a hitter really can't extend his arms very easily.
Down low, 2 balls and a strike.
Count is 2-1.
Here now the 2-2. Is swung on and missed. He got him. Up next, Zach Wheeler. Here's the first pitch to him. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. One out, nobody on. Goes after the sinker there as this is fouled away. Here comes the 1-2. Is swung on and missed. Strike 3. So it's back to the top of the order now, and that'll bring in the middle infielder Gene Segura. He's ready. Here's the first pitch. Line towards center field, and he dives to make a spectacular catch. What a play there to end the inning. Worth a second look here, as this is a beauty to end the inning. We're back with more on this Monday night after this. At the plate now is number 3. He enters play hitting in the 260s for the year.
Number 3.
First delivery to him. A little tardy there. No balls and a strike. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
I love everything this pitcher's got working right now. He's got presence. He's got great body language on the mound. He's got fastball command and a nice early feel for his off-speed stuff.
And he missed with it. It's 1-2. Hit on the ground to third. Speared on the dive. Hats off to that one.
Not a lot you can do with that pitch. That fastball just ate him up inside and gets the soft grounder for the out.
Here's Ryan Zimmerman now, and he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. And here's a slider that's nowhere close, and it's 1-0. Fouled away. The 1-1 home is taken for ball 2.
Big sweeping breaking ball right there. A good pitch, but if he wants to get him to swing at it, he'll have to bring it in a little bit closer to the strike zone.
Now the 2-1 pitch. And they're working the outer half here, but that one's wide for ball 3.
Pretty easy pitch to lay off there, 2-2. Not even close to being in the strike zone. He made it easy for the hitter in that one.
Now the payoff pitch home is swung on and missed. Strike 3.
Boy, there's nothing like seeing a good power pitcher that has a good fastball. And what does he do? He just throws this good fastball right by, brings the express. No chance to put that ball in play.
To the plate now, Joe Ross. He'll swing and lift a ball fouled off to the left and out of play. Wheeler into his motion. Here's the 0-1. Fly ball into straightaway left. McCutchen is under it, and he makes the play to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Washington. They trail this one 1-0. And now in the box, Bryce Harper struck out in his last trip to the plate.
The right fielder, number 3, Bryce Harper.
First offering. As he lines it hard to the right side, but out of play. Harper is undoubtedly one of the best hitters in baseball, especially against right-handed pitching. He tends to hit for both power and average, so he's certainly a big threat in matchups like these.
Yeah, you could tell. He is just super confident against right-handed guys. You know, sometimes it's coincidence. Sometimes it's you don't see many lefties, Matty. But bottom line is, 75% of the time there's a right-hander on the mound, and this guy finds barrel consistently.
Now the 2-1 pitch. Hit in the air to center field. Robles is there, and he has it for the out.
Up next,
so with that, let's call on the guys in the graphics department to put up the pitch speed comparison for the two starters. And whoa, you see the big number. How about 99 for a top speed? Not too many guys around the league can match that. Next to stand in is JT Realmuto. He's 0 for 1 thus far. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch.
Hey, it's a game of execution. If the pitcher stays right there, this lineup's going to continue to have a tough time.
Realmuto behind with an 0-2 count now.
There's another pitch for a strike, and this guy's really attacking hitters well tonight, being aggressive early on. And if he continues to throw strikes like he is, he's going to have a pretty good night.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Still no balls and 2 strikes. The next 0-2. Lifted in the air to center. Robles waits on it. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are 2 away.
The left fielder, number 22, Andrew McCutchen.
Next to dig in, Andrew McCutchen. Flied out in his first at-bat, so make him 0 for 1 so far. The pitch.
Boy, this guy's got it going on right now. He's executing everything. He should feel pretty good. He's retired 7 in a row.
And he falls behind 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Now a fastball swung on and missed, and that is out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for Philadelphia, but they lead it 1-0. Ready to go in the bottom of the 4th. And standing in the outfielder, Juan Soto.
Juan Soto.
Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. Lifted in the air toward the line and right. But this is just going to wind up being a foul ball. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. That's popped up. And that's in there. Base hit.
Hey, they're not all beautiful, and they don't all have to be. Just throwing a lawn dart over the third baseman's head right there. Beautiful piece of hit.
So now to the plate, Victor Robles, as he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. The 0-1 pitch is strike 2 swinging.
I know that feeling. Played 14 years in the big leagues and still can't hit a slider.
0-2 is a fastball that misses inside. 1-2 now.
Boy, he sped him up in this at-bat. Now it's time for the changeup. This guy's got a good one, and he hasn't thrown it yet in this at-bat.
Swing and a miss on the slider, and that's out number 1.
That's his second strikeout of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if a coach finds him in the dugout and gives him a little talk about shortening up and putting the ball in play. Good things tend to happen when you do that in these kinds of conditions.
Josh Bell the next to hit, as he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball 1. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. Can't get around quick enough, and that'll move the count to 1-1. From the belt, kicks and deals. High pop up. Hoskins is there. 2 down.
I'm sure his eyes lit up when he saw that curveball hanging in the zone, but maybe he tried to do too much with it because basically he hit it straight up. No doubt he wants that pitch back, and the pitcher, he just dodged a bullet.
Stepping in now, Louise Garcia, as he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Wheeler pauses. Here he comes 0-1. Frozen on the fastball, never had a chance, and the inning is over. 1 left for Washington. They're on the short end of a 1-0 score. All set for the start of the inning, and that'll bring up Rhys Hoskins.
That last at-bat, that showed me something. It's not that easy to hit a changeup over 400-plus feet out of the ballpark. So this guy gets some good extension, strong wrist, and this guy's got some terrific bat speed.
So go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. The windup and the 0-1. And he fouls this one off. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. This one is fouled away up to the concourse area. The 0-2 home. lays off that time, and it's 1-2.
I can't blame him one bit out on the mound. I'm shocked he didn't pick up the rosin bag and see if he could get a foul ball on that one. He had to see if he would swing way outside the zone.
And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2.
So you'd love for him to offer at that one, but the execution was flawless. Nice curveball that starts in the zone and breaks just out. Just a great take by the batter.
Now the 3-2 pitch. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating, feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
And another foul ball. The payoff pitch one more time. And a good eye here as he takes ball 4, and it's a base on balls to lead off the 5th inning.
And that at bat will put a smile on any manager's face. The pitch total of the opposing pitcher just keeps going higher and higher, and he still couldn't put him away. So this inning is off to a good start for the guys carrying the sticks.
Next to hit, Ronald Torreyes flew out in his only at bat so far. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Maybe trying to back him up a bit there with the fastball. Up top, it's 2-0.
Boy, not exactly what you'd like as a pitcher. One of the keys is to minimize your pitches, attack the strike zone early, a lot of deep counts, and working himself into a lot of trouble.
Hoskins aboard here at first with nobody out. And that's in there, 2-1.
Although he doesn't use that pitch too much, if he's able to steal some strikes early in the count, could be something they have to think about.
Now the 2-1 pitch. Runner goes for second. Bell picks it up. One there. The relay back to the pitcher, covering in time to double him up.
Nice job on the mound to bounce back from the leadoff walk. Those are usually pretty costly, but that won't be the case this time after the 2-ball.
That brings up Alec Bohm. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 home. Grounded to the right. Oh, a diving effort as it's off his glove. And not really much of a chance to recover there as he'll reach first on what undoubtedly will be scored as an infield single.
Number 37.
In now, number 37. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. Looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. 2-0 to the Phillies center fielder.
You can see this guy's more focused at the plate right now. In that first AB, he went down on strikes.
Now the 2-0.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to cruise through this inning, but now a hit and a 3-0 count have changed that. Got to get back in the strike zone right here.
Both teams with just 2 hits apiece thus far. He loses him on ball 4. So now time will be called as we're going to get a visit from the pitching coach here as he'll hope to settle his guy down. Next, it'll be Zach Wheeler, and we'll see what he can do here with a pair of runners on base and 2 gone here in the 5th. Looking to keep this a 1-run game. The pitch.
He's already walked 2 in this inning already. This guy just can't seem to find the strike zone.
Here's the 1-0. 2-0 now.
Can't fall behind against the pitcher. Need to minimize pitch count against the easy outs, and this is certainly one of them.
The set and the 2-0. Late on that one as it's fouled off to the left side. Here's the 2-1.
Well, he really needs to make this guy swing the bat right here. He's not the type of hitter you want to dance around with.
1 run, 2 hits, and no errors on the ledger for the Phillies to this point. Now a swing and a fly ball. And this will wind up a foul ball. Hard hit ball to second. That's in there. Base hit. The run scores from second. It's a 2-0 ball game.
You pitch around the 8-hole hitter, find yourself with the pitcher on deck. You feel like you're confident enough to execute pitches to get your team off the field.
You know what, D-Row, that's the case. You often hear this: a swinging bat is a dangerous bat. Even though that bat's being swung by the opposing pitcher, not a very good pitch, and a 2-out RBI base hit.
Back to the top of the order now, and that'll bring in Gene Segura. First offering.
From an offensive standpoint, this is where you got to push the throttle right here. You've had a couple hits in the inning. You got a 1-0 count leverage. Let's see if he can gap something.
2 men are on with 2 men out. Base hit, line drive into the corner, and now it'll kick around in the corner. He pulls into second safely, as also on the play a run comes across to score. So much of this game is situational hitting, guys. Nice job there.
Yeah, you've got to find a way to pick your teammates up when you're given the chance, and he doesn't try to do too much right here. He just takes what's there. Safely on second, and his buddy is high-fiving teammates in the dugout.
And Bryce Harper will dig in at the plate. Ball 1 to start the at-bat. Here's the 1-0.
Listen, I'm biased to the hitters. This is a situation where you got to be aggressive. He's shaky right now. 2 men on, and now you got a 2-0 count. This is where you want to capitalize.
3-0 now.
His pitch count is getting up there in the inning now. He needs to get this frame over with sooner than later, so forcing contact and getting the defense involved is probably the best thing he can do.
Hit hard on the ground towards second. Scooped up. Throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as this side is retired. So 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a couple of men left. Last half of the 5th coming up. The Phillies lead it 3-0. Welcome back for the bottom of the 5th. Here's Heidi Watney.
Thanks, Matt. I talked with Nationals manager Dave Martinez between innings, specifically about his club's offense to this point. And one thing he mentioned to me was the lack of discipline he's seeing out of their at-bats right now. He said they've been chasing at pitches out of the zone all game, which obviously doesn't usually lead to good results. Until they start being more selective with their swings, he said they will continue to struggle.
All right, thanks, Heidi. Now at the plate, Rene Rivera. He leads off in the bottom of the 5th as they look to break through on the scoreboard for the first time in this one.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can tell in between innings, the veterans in that dugout going up and down the line, trying to keep this lineup from getting super frustrated. They just have to find a way to piece it together. Maybe pass the baton, get some wheels in motion, maybe get aggressive on the base paths if they can get somebody on.
As he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike.
One of the biggest factors on how long you're going to go with a start is how many first pitch strikes you throw. 80% usually means you're going to have a pretty good day, and that's on the menu so far.
Count now a ball and a strike. Here's Wheeler on 1-1.
Ball 2.
Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul.
He got the fastball where he wanted and just pulled off of it.
And here's a slider. Strike 3 called, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Now it'll be Carter Kieboom. Flied out in his first at-bat, so make him 0 for 1 so far. The pitch.
Shocked he didn't let it fly right there. Usually you're looking for a fastball elevated to get the party started.
A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
His command has been outstanding so far, hitting nearly all of his spots, and that's been a big factor why he's been so successful up to this point.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And you can tell he wanted to hold off, but he swings through the inside pitch anyway, and he becomes out number 2.
2 up, 2 down on strikes in this inning. He looks really sharp out there, guys.
At the plate, number 3. As the first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike 1. Trying to avoid becoming the 3rd strikeout victim of the inning here. Oh, he had him fooled there. No balls and 2 strikes.
Man, he's in control of all his weapons right here. 1 strike away from 5 shutout innings.
And he struck him out, his 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. Nationals gone in order. They trail it here 3-0. Josiah Gray will come on out of the bullpen as he'll be appearing in his 3rd game this season. Now at the plate is JT Realmuto. 0 for 2 for him to this point. First offering on its way. Now the Nats are going to get a left-hander up and throwing in the bullpen. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. And he checks his swing. Did he go around? Yes, says the first base umpire. Strike 2. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Unable to find the zone with the slider.
That was a nasty sweeping slider right there. If he was able to just catch the corner a little bit, he would have picked up that backwards K.
Swung on and missed. Really fooled him that time for the first out. And with strike 3 recorded there, he's notched his first career major league strikeout.
Well, Matt, if he can become a consistent strikeout pitcher, you have to figure his career is going to end up being a solid one. All the best pitchers at this level have at least 1 pitch that they can go into in tough situations. So we'll see if he becomes one of those guys as his career goes along.
Fastball misses in the dirt as he tried to get him to chase the low one. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. The 1-0.
Inside, ball 2.
And this runs inside, and that looked like it got him pretty good. Rhys Hoskins will stride in one more time as we flash you back to earlier. This was a big blow right here as he leaves the yard with plenty to spare. First pitch on the way. Runners off for second. Strike taken to throw. And they will not get Mccutchen here. He's in safely at second base. Mccutchen leads off second with one gone in the inning. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Phillies first baseman. Now the 1-1 pitch. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Zimmerman will get there with ease as he puts it away for out number 2.
Now batting, shortstop, Ronald Torreyes.
So a runner at second, 2 down now, and up next the infielder / utility man Ronald Torreyes. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch down the first baseline. Oh, and he can't come up with it. On the first on his own is Bell, and that ends the inning. Ryan Zimmerman will get the first shot here when we come back. We'll see 8, 9, and 1 due up in the bottom of inning number 6. It's the Phillies 3 and the Nationals nothing. Now into the box, Ryan Zimmerman. He starts off the inning against a guy who struck out the side last inning. How did they get to him here?
I'm not sure, Matt, that they want to stay as patient. He's been throwing a lot of strikes. They might want to start swinging a little bit earlier in the count.
Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. Fouled off.
He was absolutely all over that fastball. Have to find a way to keep that fair.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Yanked the slider across that time. Laid off for a ball. Gets him to swing at a pitch down and out of the zone. 1-2.
Wow, that's 4 straight Ks. He's knocking them down. He's looking for number 5 right here. You can tell this guy on the mound, he is pitching with a whole lot of confidence in this one.
Late making contact on that swing, and will do it again on 1-2. Into the windup and the pitch.
He might have to look for a different way to put this guy away on 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times, so he might be looking for it.
Swing and a miss. 5 straight strikeouts now, and there's 1 gone.
Man, he is looking flat out unhittable on the mound right now. That's 5 straight punch-outs. I love it, but I think he might want to get his defense involved at some point so they don't fall asleep.
Number 88 will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Number 88.
He's ready. Here's the first pitch. Rolled slowly down the first baseline, but a foul ball here. 0-1. He'll enter play here with an average just over 250. 2 home runs, 9 driven in. Oh, 0-1. Here it comes. And it's fouled away. Here comes Wheeler's 0-2. And he'll continue this roll he's on. Make it 6 strikeouts in a row. Gracious, 2 away.
I think we're starting to see the frustration mount from this offense. It's been a pretty dominant performance on the mound, and these hitters have had no answer for anything he's throwing up there. That will wear on you if it lasts throughout most of the game like it has here.
Here now is Juan Soto as he lays off a fastball too low for ball one. 2 hits and 2 trips for him thus far. And here's a fastball inside as the count moves to 2-0 now.
Man, this guy has retired a whole slew right now. I think what he needs to do is just stay focused and keep attacking the game plan like he has up to this point, because everything he's done has worked.
Too tight with that one. 3-0.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had the green light here. Matter of fact, I know he's got the green light here. He's looking for something set or cut, and he's looking to do damage.
That one's in there. 3-1.
You can really tell they're trying to keep the ball in on this big slugger right here.
Is that an effort to keep him from getting extended, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's the idea, Matt, but he might spin to win if he starts looking for it in there.
Wheeler gets the sign. Here's the 3-1. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike.
Fell behind early in this one, 3-0, and has battled back with 2 quality strikes. Interested to see if he catches a big part of the plate right here or tries to get a nibble.
3-2 pitch. And that one's taken outside for a ball. He walked him. So no 1-2-3 inning here. They've got themselves a 2-out base runner.
And I'm sure the manager is just fine with that. I mean, it's better to battle a slugger like that to the end and end up walking him than serving on up where he can really hurt you.
Next up is Victor Robles. He went down on strikes last time up. From the stretch, here's the pitch as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1.
That was a pretty good fastball after he walked the hitter previous. There was a little angry on that heater.
Well above the letters with the fastball that time. 2 out with the man at first. And a sinker dips too low there. Into the dirt, in fact. The 2-1. Doesn't hit the target. It's ball 3.
Team's been struggling on offense. Let your D work for you right here. Pound the zone.
Fouled away.
Good spot for an RBI. Put the ball in play with the runner in motion. He could score all the way from first.
And he will strike him out. 10 now in the ball game, and the inning is over. Nationals leave 1. They trail in this one 3-0. Sam Clay is on to pitch from the bullpen now to start inning number 7. Seventh inning ready to roll and set to go as the third baseman, Alec Bohm. First pitch on its way. The 1-0 home. Swing and a ball hit foul as this will find the seats in right. Into the windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Shin high fastball that time. Ball 3. Number 37 is on deck. The 3-1. Line to the right side. Oh, what a dive. It's there. He got him.
Oh, man, you can't hit a ball any harder than that. I mean, this ball gets on him in a heartbeat. Nice job to stay with it, though, and then make the out at first.
Next, it'll be number 37. 0 for 1 with a run scored thus far. First pitch of the AB now. Swing and a miss on the slider. 0-1. Bases are empty. 1 man out. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1. Now the pitch. Slider laid off for a ball.
2 balls, 1 strike.
A swing and a miss there. 2-2.
That was a great hack right there. Timing was on point. Just sometimes you have bad bat barrel accuracy.
And there are 2 away now.
Now batting, the pitcher, Zach Wheeler.
So 2 are gone now in the Philadelphia 7th. And the pitcher strides into the batter's box. Here's Zach Wheeler. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. And he misses inside with that one. Ball 1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And he lays off a fastball here that looked pretty good, but it's 2-0.
My bet is he's getting the take sign now on 2-0. If he's having a hard time throwing strikes to the pitcher, you might as well let him work himself into trouble.
The pitch. Pulled high in the air out to right field. Right fielder giving chase. He gets there to make the catch, and that ends the inning. Phillies down in order. They lead it 3-0. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and digging into bat next, the big bat of Josh Bell.
Always a tall task trying to rally back in the late innings, but I think this game could still turn quickly. A leadoff runner on base right here could be huge to get something going.
Oh, and he just blows the fastball by him for strike 1. Now some movement out in the Phillies bullpen as a lefty and a right-hander start to loosen. That's taken. Now it's 0-2. And a half swing that time, but it's a full swing in the eyes of the umpire, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
Fooled him just enough with that pitch to get him to go around, according to the umpire. Sometimes it can be really tough for these big, strong guys because once they're committed to swinging, it's hard for them to slow their swings down, and that appeared to be the case there.
Here's the first pitch to him. Hit on the ground out to short. Torreyes has it. On to first, and there were 2 down.
Now batting, catcher, Rene Rivera.
Into the box, Rene Rivera. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. First pitch on its way. Well above the letters with the fastball that time. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors so far for the Nationals. Looks at a sinker there that drops in 1-1. Lifted in the air out towards left center. Mccutchen is under it. No problem with this one, and the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down for Washington. Still down 3-0. Number 57 is ready, and he'll take the ball from the manager.
Number 57.
So now to the plate, Gene Segura. It was an RBI double for him in his last turn to the plate.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit last time up. Looked for it up in the zone and didn't miss it. Those are the pitches you only get maybe once an AB, maybe once a game, maybe once a week. So he certainly capitalized on it last time.
Fastball just missed above the zone. Too high, and it's 3-0.
Well, he was definitely looking fastball here, and he got one. But that was good discipline to lay off and get himself into a 3-0 count.
Ruled a strike on the outside corner, 3-1. And a good take there will net him a base runner as it's ball 4 now to start the 8th inning.
Now batting, the right fielder, Bryce.
So a runner at first now with nobody out, and that'll bring in a dangerous hitter indeed in the form of Bryce Harper. He's set, and the pitch in there for strike 1, 0-1.
You got to love guys auto taking you 0-0 if you're on the mound. You could steal that first strike, and now you go to work, just picking apart the corners.
On its way, the 0-1 pitch.
You could bet he wants that one back at the plate right now. That's a pitch you normally see a guy drive if he has the right approach going.
Swing and a miss as he couldn't connect on the two-seamer, and that's out number 1. Time to take a look at our starter comparison to this point, and the telling numbers can be found on the left side of your screen. Zeros in the run and earned run columns. So a runner at first now with 1 away, and in steps the catcher, JT Realmuto. From the belt, the pitch.
Inside, ball 1.
Now the 1-0 is in off the plate.
Well, both of those balls have been inside, so if I'm hitting, I'm looking for something I can get my arms extended on. Probably won't come back inside for a 3rd time.
Now the 2-0. On deck, there's Andrew McCutchen. He'll hit next. Segura leads off first with 1 away. Good fastball as he gets the swing and a miss.
Yeah, he just wasn't on time right there. Front foot not down in time. Nothing happens before the front foot can get down.
The 3-1 pitch. Lifted down the line in left. And foul. He takes strike 3 called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away. Next, here is Andrew McCutchen. Last time up, he was hit by a pitch. First pitch of the AB on its way. And that misses, ball 1. A runner on first with 2 away. Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball.
Well, this is a spot you'd like to be in. 2-0, good hitter. He's going to turn it loose right here.
3-0 now.
If I'm managing this hitter right here, he doesn't even have to look down at the third base coach. You know he's got the green light. He's one of the best hitters in your lineup.
The 3-0. And he finally gets this one over for strike one. Oh, and this one ran in and got him. And that's twice now he's been hit in this one.
Yeah, I can hear the crowd murmuring now, wondering if he hit him on purpose. But hey, us pitchers need to be able to throw inside, especially when facing hitters as dangerous as he is. Pretty sure this one just got away from him, and hey, that's part of the game.
Now to bat, Rhys Hoskins. He comes in 1 for 2 with that home run he hit earlier. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0. Two down, runners at first and second. And he fouls this one off. Now the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a ball hit on the ground. Here comes the 1-2.
Now 2-2. This is the pitch where you want to attack the zone. If you go 3-2, then you put the runners in motion.
Two men are on with two men out. A swing and a miss as he chased with 2 strikes, and that will retire the side. Phillies leave a couple, but they're on top by a count of 3-0. Stepping in once again is Carter Kieboom. He went down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one, and we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this AB.
Nope.
First pitch is a sinker, too low. 1-0. Hard hit ball to second. Throws in time, and that's out number 1.
Now batting, number 3.
Striding in now for the Nats, number 3. He started out the evening 0 for 2 so far. First offering. One out, nobody on. And that one misses badly. It's ball 2.
Maybe a bit of an overthrow there, guys. May have let that front side open up a little early to try to pump up on a fastball and sailed on it.
Now a big fastball, and he's well behind it with the swing. He's fallen behind now, 3-1. Due next, there's Ryan Zimmerman. The 3-1. Fouled off. Swing and a liner. And that's in for a base hit. Make it a 1 for 3 games so far. As we take a look at his numbers, a couple of things jump out at you.
And here's the thing from a pitcher's perspective. You look at this line and you think, wow, he's been sitting guys down all game long, and that's true. But on the flip side, his pitch count is up there. You have to wonder if he might be starting to get a little bit tired in this one.
Yeah, and in today's game, everyone seems to want to err on the side of caution in terms of pitch counts. Ryan Zimmerman is in for the 3rd time now as he takes a called strike. It's 0-1. No hits to this point. Oh, and he looked like a caveman swinging a club on that one. It's 0-2 now.
Not much you could do with that one. Tied him up in knots.
Swung on and lifted in the air to left center. Mccutchen is under it. And he makes the catch for the second out.
Now batting, number 57.
Andrew Stevenson will come on to pinch hit here in a big spot. Wheeler pauses. Here's the first pitch. And he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. Down the left field line and deep. But this is just going to wind up being a foul ball. 1-1. Here it comes. Swing and a liner. And that'll get down for a base hit.
Hey, this might be their best opportunity to at least get on the board. They've been struggling offensively, and they find themselves with 2 runners on board. Let's see if they can continue it.
Soto.
Juan Soto to the plate now, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. He's got hits in both of his at-bats so far in this one. A 1-1 count to the Nationals leadoff batter. Hits are now even at 4 apiece. Here's a blooper out toward left center. Coming on is Mccutchen. He makes the catch. What a play on the run to end the inning. Nats leave a pair. They trail it here 3-0. Wander Suero enters from the pen to start the 9th inning, as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th. Stepping up is Ronald Torreyes. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. First pitch on the way.
1-0. You know, something to keep in mind, they're really burning through that bullpen, and this is only the first game of the series. Definitely could have an impact on the rest of the series, and maybe even the whole week ahead.
Ready with the 1-0 pitch. Now a swinging bunt. Here he comes again. 1-2. Swing and a miss at 1 in the dirt. Rivera recovers, but he's not going to have a play, and they'll allow him to reach first after the strikeout. So not the start to the inning he was looking for, as he got the strikeout, but the runner reaches anyway. So next to the plate for the Phils, Alec Bohm. He bounced out last time up.
Yeah, Matty, expect this pitcher to try and get the same result as his last at bat right here. The double play is in order. Anything on the ground, the way this defense is, they could certainly roll too.
Couldn't help himself that time as he chases one below the knees. It's strike one.
Great pitch in that situation. If he makes contact on that one, more than likely he's hitting into a double play.
He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Right side, but it's going to be a foul ball. Torreyes on at first. Nobody out. Stays alive. Still 0-2. Trying to get him to chase the cutter there. A ball and 2 strikes. Still 1-2 as he fouls it away. Here's a little chopper up the middle. He'll go to the bag for one. Over to Bell for the double play. Just an absolute bang play at first, and we'll use the show track data to give you a better look at it. And the runner was hustling all the way, but an 89-mile-an-hour laser across the infield was what it took to beat him. That's elite arm strength on that play. Into the box, number 37, as he'll take a look at ball 1. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. Can't sit back long enough, and the count evens up at 1-1. Now here it comes. 1-2 as the changeup had him out in front there.
Hey, find a way right here. 2 outs. This guy has come in throwing bullets. If he can get this team into the
we'll have to press pause as that strike 3 to retire the side. Phillies go down quietly there, but they lead it 3-0.
Leading up for Washington, the center fielder, Victor Robles.
First pitch of the AB on its way. Down the right field line. That's going to be down for a base hit, possibly more than that. He'll get it into second. And he's able to hustle his way up to second as he'll reach here with a 2-base hit.
Everyone knows that this guy's numbers are not where he wants them to be so far this year, but you never know by that swing. He looked fluid and confident, driving that pitch for a double. We'll see if that gets him going a bit.
At the plate now, Josh Bell, as he'll come up empty there as he misses the off-speed pitch for strike 1. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Right side. Segura showing off his range. Throw to first is in time for the first out.
The batter, number 2, shortstop, Louise Garcia.
Up next, Louise Garcia, though they might pitch around him here with a couple of bases empty. Now the first pitch. As he'll take a look at a pitch too low. It's ball one.
Well, he's thrown a lot of pitches in this one, but it's not like he's walking a bunch of guys. Only one free pass to this point, but they're still making him work really hard.
That one catches the edge of the zone, called a strike. And Dan, that's a pretty good example of why he's such a great pitcher.
Yeah, stuff. Stuff is obviously the important key to being dominant on the mound, but it doesn't mean a whole lot if you don't have outstanding control to go along with it. But he does, and he really spotted that pitch.
All even at 2-2. A man at third with one away. And that's low, so a good eye there as he works the count back full. Three-two pitch. Popped up. Bohm has room in foul territory. 2 down.
Now batting, catcher, Rene Rivera.
And now here is Rene Rivera. He's their last shot here with 2 away in the ninth as they look to avoid the shutout.
Yeah, Matt, they just haven't had any answer for the great pitching so far in this one.
Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. And looks like he got the call there on the pitch inside. It's 0-1.
Well, he's done a real nice job with that breaking ball in this start. That's not the first time he's locked a guy up with it.
And that misses 1-1. From the belt, the pitch. And it's fouled away. Last strike now for the Nats. Popped him up. Bohm over to his right. Makes the catch, and that's the ball game.
Yeah, and we knew he was in a groove from the first inning, and he just kept this thing rolling and rolling and rolling. They couldn't get anything going against him. A dominant performance with a complete game shutout.
And tonight's ends as a 3-0 shutout win. Philadelphia took the lead in the second inning and rode that until the very end. Zach Wheeler earned his 9th win of the year, picking up 11 strikeouts along the way. So that will wrap things up. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Wackney, and our whole crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, head to theshow.com.